Welcome back to LeBasturd Media. I'm LeBasturd, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about not just the Nintendo Switch Online, but more specifically the Nintendo Entertainment System app on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's one of the best fucking things on the damn console right now. I know there's games you can buy, there's other apps you can read for watching, video and stuff, but this I think is a good step in the right direction because although you have the NES Mini and the SNES Mini and eventually the N64 Mini, you do have a wide array of games to play on the Nintendo Switch. A whole bunch of fucking games to play, honestly. And like seriously, you have so much to offer with this Nintendo Entertainment System app. And today we're going to look at it. The Nintendo Entertainment System app on the Nintendo Switch. All the goods, all the bads. Right here for you. The Nintendo Switch Online is a new online prepaid service in order for you to play online with many of the new games. Wonder how reviews are on YouTube. Okay, so they're not good reviews. They're just ripping into the fucking thing. Well, I'm going to tell you I honestly didn't buy it for this review. I actually had to buy it in order to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate online. If you don't have the online membership, you'll get this message. Well, fuck Nintendo. Way to not be like every other console. Upon starting up the app, you'll notice a ton of classic NES games. Just look at these titles. But this selection didn't happen overnight though, as it did take a few updates for these games to appear. But you now have Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr., Kirby's Adventure, Punch-Out, but no Mike Tyson Punch-Out, due to fucking copyright. Come on Tyson, just give us the ability to knock you out once again. Zelda 1 and 2, and the Super Mario Bros. Series, including Lost Levels and the original Mario Bros. Arcade. This fucking selection is the tits! For options you have 1 player and 2 player like usual, but you can also play online with a friend. If I had any friends. The other options are fucking sweet. Not only do you have 2 screen styles, but you also have a CRT filter to make the experience as close to the original NES as possible. Like seriously, this is legitimately the greatest thing they certainly could have added. You also get a save state feature, and they are definitely taking the NES Classic into consideration. If you were more used to the actual NES controllers, don't you worry. They made some bitchin' NES style Joy-Cons. It's like they put the heart into this app more than they probably should have with it being so old. But you know what they often say, old is new again. And like I mentioned earlier, it's not like they don't already have the NES Classic out. Now let's check out some individual games. Let's start off with Excitebike. Yep, this is definitely Excitebike. This is an absolute classic. But what about Versus Excitebike? Versus Excitebike is an upgraded version which adds some sort of tournament mode of varying difficulties. At the end of the race, when you win, you actually get to see the face under the helmet. But they're exactly the damn same. But at least the mystery is solved. I do often wonder why they decided to make an upgraded version of Excitebike. It was already a good game to begin with. Next up we'll check out Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, which is just Japanese Mario 2. This game is just like it was for us in Super Mario Bros. All-Stars, except it plays just like Super Mario Bros. 1 on the NES. It's literally as if you were playing a mod of Super Mario Bros. 1, or as if you were playing Super Mario Maker and someone was trying to fuck with you. It's not bad, but it's made even better with this app considering you can save state, but it's pretty much the hardest Super Mario Bros. Game in existence. Well, Mario Maker's harder. Considerably harder. Double Dragon is a great game made for the arcade and NES. This was a welcome addition to this app. I really do enjoy this much more on here than originally, but honestly, for having save states, it makes this game way too fucking easy. So don't fucking use it. Or do. I don't care. And surprisingly, one of my favorite NES games is actually on here, Clue Clue Land. It's surprising because it's not really talked about that often or even played that often. It's one of the most overlooked NES games, and it's a black box title no less. I mean, it's featured in Super Smash Bros. As a trophy and a song, and it's also featured in NES Remix, but outside of that, just often gets glossed over. They also bring to you special versions of specific games. Special Dr. Mario, which puts you at the end of a puzzle, which then brings you to the toughest puzzle in the game, which is damn near impossible to complete. Then they give you Special Zelda 2, which gives you every single damn fucking spell in the game, which cuts your adventure in half, pretty much. And I truthfully don't know why they did this, but if I was to take a guess, maybe it's because beginners find it difficult to play these games nowadays, and they need that little hand holding, which for me it's kind of fucking stupid, but I think for beginners it's a lot easier when you're put into a game where most of the things are already completed for you. I can admit Zelda 2 is a very tough game, and most of the spells are kind of cryptic, but you know what? Playing the games as they were intended on the NES is kind of the joys of playing the NES back in the day. And there you go, the Nintendo Switch's Nintendo Entertainment System app. Very worthwhile in my opinion. Personally, I don't have no problem with prepaid, services on game consoles, but like, I get why they do it to filter out, the online servers and stuff like that. But like, Nintendo is known for not having that. Nintendo Switch did not have it at launch, and now they do. That's kind of weird to me, but having this as like a bonus, you get all these Nintendo games to play at your fingertips, and even in handheld mode you can play them, so it's like, what's the big fucking deal? I think it's awesome. I think it's fucking amazing. So if you take away anything from this video, take away the fact that you could actually play these handheld and online with friends. That's mind-blowing to me, honestly. But this has been LeBasturd Media, and I'm LeBasturd signing off.